It's amazing how, when you look back, you wonder how you ever reached this point. The struggles, the setbacks, the disappointments, the surprises, the lucky moments, the breakthroughs, the letdowns again. Then, all of a sudden, a decade and a half later, you're there. You've arrived. This is the story, like most stories, good ones anyway, that begin with an opening line, has an interesting and often convoluted middle, twists and turns along the way, which, by and by, kept our original team page-turning, anticipating, and standing in positive expectation that something good was about to happen. And then, of course, the ending of the story. However, this is life, and our story is, though the end of the days of humble beginnings, truly the start of a revitalized, ready, responsive, and real payments processing company for merchant accounts globally. It's a time to celebrate, to look back at day one, though some 15 years ago, and take a moment to share the story of our business with other entrepreneurs and merchants out there, so that we may hope to inspire business owners to never give up, but to keep on pressing forward. The results, as we have seen through Ipaytotal's story thus far, only prove that keeping on pressing forward is an award-winning theory that must be put into practice. Everyone is certainly pleased today that we kept the torch alight, as it were, because the beginning was, though exciting, greatly in need of some light. Ipaytotal started as a technical software support merchant, servicing businesses throughout the UK and other parts of the world. With a few trust partners and allies, we used up and renewed our passion daily, working around the clock to ensure our brand thrived in the then new online business of technical support. We knew we had to work 24/7 in order to compete with the competitors in our field. And we knew that we had to keep that dedication and passion alive in spite of fatigue, frustration, and funding, or the lack thereof. Indeed, if the truth be told, as we surely want it to be told in order to inspire other businesses around the world struggling with similar challenges, we borrowed money and actually maxed out our credit cards, all in the name of a quiet knowing that our services were truly superior and that it would soon be a household name among peers and clients alike. Back in those days, applying for a merchant account was not as easy as it is today. With Ipaytotal, we can have your account up and running in about 2 days. But when we applied, it took between 15 and 20 days. Paperwork and documentation were time-consuming factors, not to mention the process involved in approving a merchant account. In a word, we waited and hoped and waited more, oftentimes with uncertainty. Doubt always feels real, and business owners around the world would aver to the notion that doubt is a trigger which breeds negativity and attempts to tempt us with the belief that we should give up. Indeed, giving up may have crossed our minds many times, especially when real-life issues are in the midst of this so-called dream we had. We were never sure if we would receive payment. It was often up in the air, a true hurry-up-and-wait scenario, as is not an uncommon feature in the industry, being rather fickle and not having the due protocols and explanations in place. Still, we pushed on. We had invested our all, our everything, and it was, though perhaps easier to throw in the towel, we supported each other, encouraging the other daily, and so we kept on servicing the clients we had with all we had, pouring our passion out, all the while long insisting on sustaining the hope we all shared. Finally, a small breakthrough. And this is important for other startups to understand. There are small breakthroughs, there are small victories, and each must be celebrated, even though it may not be the end goal. It is through these small breakthroughs and triumphs that we can be renewed and have the much-needed energy to push on. Our breakthrough was as simple as having our foot in the door. That's what we needed, and we achieved it. We reveled in the moment, and by 2013, we proudly took on a new role, a stronger role, and one that would propel our company to greater heights with a wider client base. For that year, until 2014, we became a reseller, offering services in that capacity. It was through this venture that we worked with the renowned and well-trusted companies such as Allied Wallet. For several years, we started reaping the seeds we had sown so diligently. However, disaster struck. In business, as in life, there will always be hills and valleys. What is important to remember during such trials is to remain the same in the valley as atop the mountain. The disaster? Allied Wallet, unforeseen, not speculated as it was, collapsed. It was published worldwide. It can only be imagined what stain this would leave on our brand's name, Ipaytotal. In fact, just the other day, we spoke about that collapse, and a colleague, whom shall be introduced later on, mentioned how he felt the devastating brunt of it, that it was a really difficult time for him personally and professionally. And so therefore, this cessation from the stronghold in the industry not only affected our reputation as a company in our own right, but would naturally affect our revenue and client retention as well as acquisition. Simply explained, with Allied Wallet, refrained from providing account information services or payment initiation services for an indefinite period, meant that it would be impossible for Ipaytotal to recommence business in the same sphere. It was a massive setback. However, it was again that passion, will, desire, and push from everyone in the team that helped us redirect our company's positioning. We took the lesson, though it cost a lot, and we retained all the knowledge that we had learned during the years as a reseller with a top brand. When the collapse occurred, it was a true scramble to save any reputation we had built so far. It was not long ago, however, before we began to build up that lost rapport. With diligence and that same passion of old, we simply had to start over again. This is a lesson we have cherished, perhaps not at the precise moment, but looking back. It is a humbling experience and one that other businesses, or for those business owners desiring to acquire a merchant account, can really take to heart and believe that with enough courage, discipline, and a strong team supporting you with real passion, anything is possible. Light had begun to shine upon Ipaytotal again. Business picked up as we gradually began to secure better and long-lasting relationships with acquirers, and through this continued effort and desire to be where we ought to have been, the need for merchant accounts began to usher in, issuing a newly founded Ipaytotal, rising above the burnt losses and disappointments, leaving those ashes, as it were, behind on the ground, while we built up our company to the standard we had envisioned those 15 years prior. Indeed, we were the same Ipaytotal, but during this new time, we were almost reborn into something greater, into something for which we were proud to announce to the world. Fortunately, the world was ready to receive our services, seeing the impact our business had on other businesses. And through this, our reputation grew steadily, offering us the opportunity to grow. With a growing business, and spreading its influence around the world, it was necessary to hire international experts to manage those offices. Keith Angel, a veteran technical guru with focused business development skills, accepted the post as our business development director. Angel's skills and expertise has helped propel Ipaytotal to levels not even our early dreams could have imagined possible. Along with Angel, we knew we needed a strong leadership to manage the global efforts of our fast-growing company. And with the nature of a business managing high-risk merchant accounts, we headhunted a sagacious, highly qualified, and experienced Sen Coogan, who, after studying our business and seeing its potential and its importance in the world and its economies, also accepted the post as our country director. With his directorship, insight, and impactful relationships around the world, Ipaytotal has due thanks to his personal efforts in nurturing a team of professionals while managing other aspects of the business, ensuring a well-regulated and communicative company among its peers and clients worldwide. Proudly, very proudly, we can now state with a confidence only achieved through learned experience and humble progression that Ipaytotal has become a global brand with members throughout the UK, Europe, Asia, Africa, and the USA. Our resources, connections, and appeal have been a welcome success in the industry, offering high-risk merchants the trust and reliability they need to process payments safely and securely. We are even bold enough now to showcase our business, its model, values, and expertise to the world platform as being one of the premier and leading payments processing companies. We are Ipaytotal, in which our story, an important and invaluable story, has been leveraged to offer superior services to merchants around the world with first-class delivery and expert support. Ipaytotal's story is a story we are proud to have experienced, but one that is also necessary to share with others, especially startups, to offer hope and resilience in an often capricious industry. Our story does not end here. In fact, our story has just started writing its new chapter, and we want it to be a bestseller, and one in which we invite you to be part.